Well, hello everyone. My name is Scott Luthold.
And I'm Heather Luthold.
And this is Rancho Redux. Heather and I are really excited to share with you that we're filming our very first Season 1, Episode 1 of a new show for the 4 Expedition channel on YouTube. We've been away from our channel for quite some time. We were looking around for a project that we could get our hands on, and Heather found us a really amazing opportunity, and we're excited to share with you that we're going to be talking all about it in this episode, so let's get started. Okay, so as we film this episode, we're going to be walking around the property and sharing a little bit of the backdrop with you and just talking a little bit more about the aspects of what's involved here. We're going to start out by talking about how Heather found this project. What was it that you were doing? It was by accident?
A little bit.
What happened?
So I was just, Googling, searching for like different opportunities, rare opportunities for couple work. Because our main thing is we always want to be together and doing stuff together that, it helps us grow in many ways, not just learning new things, but also grows in our relationship. So I came upon this, I think it said caretaker position. Like, well, this looks fun. Tucson, Arizona, on a ranch, but no horses, which is good for both of us.
Right, yeah.
And so I looked about it, what it all said, and I'm like, a little bit of lawn mowing, like a little bit of maintenance, handyman work, and light laundry, pool work, which, we can do that.
Yeah.
So we wrote a little letter, tried to...
Actually, you wrote a pretty substantial letter.
A resume. They said write a resume, but I just wrote a nice little letter, a little bit about us, told us about our cabin project, and, didn't hear much. We tried to find some numbers to call some people. We made a call, and it sounded like the position was not available anymore, so we wrote it off and
we wrote it off.
On.
Yeah, there was a guy that answered the phone initially that said, no, we don't need anybody for that anymore. I don't know if they thought the property was sold or something. We don't know who it was we actually talked to at that time. But like you said, we wrote it off. And then what happened?
Yeah, I would say 3 or so weeks later, I got an email that said, actually, the position still is available, and we really like to talk to you and your husband. I was like, absolutely. So we got a number. We ended up coming down to Tucson camping and had to take a Zoom call with one of the owners from the property and had an interview, and found a Starbucks that had good Wi-Fi, and in the back of our truck we sat and had our interview for this potential opportunity, and here we are.
Yeah, we came down here hoping that we would have an opportunity to come out onto the property and take a look at it. So we drove down here. We camped in the former Ram 1500 truck camper. As you all know, we had the Go Fast. That's gone now. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But we came down here and did some camping, ended up at a Starbucks to take the call, and sure enough, the really nice fellow that we talked to on the phone, his name's Terry, he actually is our boss now, allowed us to come out onto the property and take a look at things. And so we came out, we walked the property for the very first time, and right off the bat, what did we say? No. Yeah, we thought it was going to be a little too much. And so we were on our way back to Phoenix late at, it was probably around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. We're going to head home, and kind of just writing this property off as an opportunity for us. We thought it might be a little much. And we ended up getting a phone call from Terry late at night, and he said, hey, I can probably come down tomorrow morning and tour the property with you, and we can talk about what's involved. And so I kind of made a stretch and said, hey, would it be okay if we actually camped on the property in our truck camper? And he said, yeah, I think that would be okay. So
right there.
Right there. We came out here and we camped on the property that night, and we had quite an experience.
We did.
We did. Oh my gosh. What some of the things we saw.
Well, first thing was it was so windy. So as you can see these giant trees behind us, everything was blowing. It was just so beautiful, and there was some birds in the evening. But one thing we did do was we walked through the barn, which we'll show you later on, and we were filming, and we walked through and opened the doors, and a big white owl just swooped down and came out of the barn, and then it sat up in the big tree here next to us all night long,
that was
talking to us.
Pretty extraordinary.
That was pretty amazing. And some of the lights still work here. They just come on at night, so it was beautiful.
It was really beautiful and very peaceful and very serene, and it just started to, I guess, grow on us. And then of course Terry came down the next morning, turned out to be a really great guy, easy to work with, easy to talk to, and we just all really hit it off really well, and we walked the property, and he made us feel a lot more confident
Yes.
about what it was we would be doing. Now, you know, you all watched the cabin series, and that's one of the main reasons we got this opportunity. And I will add that we were told that there were about 50 other applicants, and we were the selection of choice. And that's primarily because of probably what...
It's us.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just-
yeah.
it's us.
Heather wrote a really nice intro to them. I think that was a big part of it. And of course, we have the YouTube channel, so we can help create some exposure for the property. But also just the fact that we were very hands-on in the building of our own cabin. And, you know, proof is in the pudding. Everybody was able to watch videos of us building the cabin. And so that led itself to, I guess, us having this opportunity. And we had a couple weeks of negotiation.
We
right?
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then everything worked out. And sure enough, about a week later, we were asked to move down here. And so the very first project that we've had to endure, take on, is finding a place for ourselves to live. And there aren't a lot of spaces in here that are probably move-in ready. So as we go forward here, probably in our next episode, we will show you how we are demoing and renovating what we're calling the casita, La Casita. And that's where we will live. It's a 1,200 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I would call it a casita with a nice, great room. And we're tearing out the kitchen and putting in a whole new kitchen and all that. I should probably...
I mean, that's big for us. 1,200 square feet. We've never had that.
Yeah.
We've never had 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, when we met, we were living in an RV.
Yep.
And then we moved into the little cabin.
Yep.
And then it grew to 650 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ever since, that's pretty much all we've had. So now we've moved from all of that, which, by the way, I should make sure everybody knows that we do still have Songbird Cabin. Mantle Rock is still our property up in northern New Mexico. We will be going up there from time to time to check on things this summer, probably over the weekends here and there. But for the most part, we are here managing the redevelopment of this property and doing some of the work ourselves, quite a bit of the work ourselves, and then living here to caretake the property. And it is a truly magnificent property, and we're going to walk this property with you and give you a tour. The initial ranch was established in 1906. And after that, and by the way, at the time, it was 125 square foot, little casita under a mesquite tree is what we've read. And since that time, it grew. Eventually, it became a YWCA camp and then a rehab center for a little while until a really nice couple bought the property. A prominent family here in Tucson bought the property, Molly and David, and we've done some reading and some investigating of them. There's some videos of them on YouTube about this property. And we do intend to get together with them and have dinner. I'd love it if maybe we can put them on camera and interview them about the property and tell a few stories about what happened here. Yeah, and it's just a wonderful place. Anyhow, so they owned it and they renovated the property into what it is today. And they did a truly remarkable job. They were here for about 35 years, I think, something like that, we read. And then, of course, it was sold off. And for a number of years, nobody lived here. And so nature
is taking over.
Nature started taking over. There's some pretty significant impact that nature has had on this property. And that's going to play a role in what we do here and who we bring in to help us make the renovations that are necessary. Because the company that we're working with, Resort Style Vacation Homes, they're a partnership of 3 gentlemen, all under the age of 40, very successful entrepreneurs, all 3, from what we can tell so far, very intelligent gentlemen. They own about 20 of these properties around the country. They're ultra luxury estate rentals on Airbnb. And the initial intention of this property is to turn it into an Airbnb rental property, weddings, maybe some executive events, things like that.
It's in between all the mountains. It's down here in this wash. It's 10-acre property. It's within the
Catalina State Park and the National Forest.
Forest.
You have to cross over those 2 public lands to get to this property. And it is an envelope of private land inside of Catalina State Park, which, from what we understand, is very, very unique, if not the only property of its type in the country. So that's pretty incredible.
Also the fact that it has 10, 15 outbuildings.
Yeah.
Let's see. It has, well, as we said, it was 1906 is when it was started. So some things are updated, some aren't.
Yeah, outdated stuff.
Outdated things, but it's a little bit run down, but it's going to be grand when it's done, unlike some of their other properties that they purchased, which are probably newer builds, very luxury already.
Yeah, they have a number of properties, for instance, right here in Arizona in Scottsdale. I think like 5 or 6 properties in Scottsdale, and they're multi-million-dollar properties. They have tennis courts, pickleball.
Yep.
They've got mini golf courses, and they're pretty extraordinary properties. We will have a link to Resort Style's website down below in the description, so you can go and check out all the other properties, and you will see this property on their website.
Yes.
I would say that probably the biggest difference between this property and the rest of the property,
Us.
yeah, it's us. Yeah. I would say that it's probably the fact that it's an older historic property and it's going to require a lot of renovation. It's many more outbuildings, as Heather said, than they're used to renovating and managing. And this property has the potential to be a lot more than just one luxury vacation rental. It has the potential to be possibly a boutique, high quality inn or something like that. But all of that's yet to be determined.
Right.
None of that's been decided yet. So we're just here trying at first to build a place for ourselves to live on the property, and then B, make the property safe. That's the very first, I guess, goals that we've got set for ourselves that we've shared with the company. We've got to make sure that the liability on this property is mitigated and we have a place to live. And we've broken... What's the very first thing that you told Terry after we visited this property? What was the first words to come out of your mouth?
How do you eat an elephant?
How do you eat an elephant?
Yes.
And how do you?
One small bite at a time.
One small bite at a time.
Yeah.
So we've, I guess we've laid out for the company a series of milestones for us that we believe are achievable within a certain period of time. And so we're working really hard to meet milestone 1. Once we get that done, we'll be into milestone 2. And as we're in milestone 1, we will be setting the stage to get into milestone 2. So for instance, milestone 2 would be to take a segment of this property and turn it into a unit that is rentable on Airbnb so the company can start generating some revenue. So that's kind of where we're at. Right now they're spending money on us and on creating a space for us to live and buying all the equipment and tools that we've outlined for them that we need. So that's what we're doing initially. So I think that's about it. You have anything else you want to share right now?
I don't think so. I think we just get the keys
Yeah,
and go unlock the door and let's get going.
We're going to go ahead and walk around the property, show you around. It is an extraordinary property. It's going to be quite the tour to share with all of you. And then we will wrap this video up and then we'll come out with another video follow-up of our initial renovations on La Casita. All right, so first things first, as I mentioned just a bit ago, we sold the Ram 1500 Rebel, which was also carrying the Go Fast camper. We had a great opportunity to sell the entire package, so we sold it off. In exchange, we picked up this Ram 2500 Power Wagon 4x4 truck. It's pretty much the exact same truck as the Rebel, except for it's got a much bigger engine, it's a much higher lift, and it also has an incorporated winch, which is really great because since we've purchased this truck, we've had to use that winch at least twice. As we'll show you later on in this series, there's a wash that you have to cross. It's very sandy, and we've had a number of subcontractors come out here to bid projects, and we've had to use the winch twice now to actually pull vehicles out of being stuck. Heather went out there yesterday with the tractor, and she graded the entire wash area where the road is to help make it a little easier for subcontractors to get out here. And that is definitely something we're going to have to continue to maintain. The reason we decided to buy this 2500 truck, especially right now, considering car prices are really expensive, number one, we needed a vehicle. We had a pickup truck rental, but it was going to be incredibly expensive to rent a vehicle. For some reason, vehicle rentals right now are in the neighborhood of about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And we thought, well, geez, if we're going to spend that money on a rental, we may as well go buy a truck. And we found this one online, got it at liftedtrucks.com. Turned out to be a really great buy. We're really happy with it so far. The reason we bought it is because before we found this opportunity, we were considering buying a lifted Sprinter camper van for our adventures. And those, of course, are extremely expensive. So we decided to hold off and buy this truck instead. And later on, we're going to put a lightweight truck camper on the back. It's not going to be a truck camper that opens and closes. It's going to be a normal 4-season truck camper. We'll talk more about that later as well. But that's what we decided to do. This is what we got. All right, so let's go on a little tour. I don't think I'm going to show you the entire property. I'm going to let this property unveil itself to you over time. But we will start out by showing you the main hall. So this is our main living room. We've got ground control set up right here. This is where Heather and I do our work and we meet with people. But as you walk through, look at these gorgeous wood floors. Just beautiful. Exquisite stonework on the walls. The ceilings are covered in latillas. Very beautiful. Look at these gigantic beams here. What's really cool is over here, you've got the staircase up to the bell tower. And there's a rope right there where you can ring the bell. Look up there for you. As we walk through the living room here, you can see that over on this side here, there's a really cool copper-faced bar. All of the plating on the front of the bar here is all copper. It's really cool. And then the backsplash where the glasses and the alcohol go, that's all copper as well. The ceiling's covered in latillas. Very cool space. We make our way back into the living room. Take a look at this amazing fireplace. One of the things that's really interesting here is that when there's been fires in this fireplace in the past, I'm sure there have been embers that sparked out of the front. And these are some very big burn holes. I can't imagine that this didn't almost burn the house down. In the back of the living room is a stage. You go up on the stage. This wall has been removed and replaced with really cool adobe brick. And outside, there's a waterfall. How about that for a backdrop for your living room? As we walk through the front foyer, I could see this being a really beautiful place for people to sit and have breakfast. Little tables set up. This is the kitchen through that window there. And then these French doors could all open up. And right outside, there could be beautiful umbrella tables, people enjoying breakfast and some music playing, live music. Maybe we can get Esteban down here to play guitar. And we'll enter here into the dining room. This room used to look a lot more complete, but we've torn out all the carpeting. Actually, the previous people that were working on this project tore out the carpeting. I think the ceilings are really cool. There's a fireplace in the corner. One of my favorite rooms in the house, right over here. Look at this beautiful archway going into this little room. Very cool. Again, beams on the ceilings with latillas. Really, really beautiful craftsmanship. Here's the kitchen. Needs a lot of work, but it's a commercial grade kitchen. Definitely needs some help. It's got some really nice appliances. And in fact, right back here, there's a walk-in. So there's plenty of room. There's a commercial dishwasher around the corner. As we go down the hallway here off the kitchen in the main hacienda, I love these little accents. Look at these little tiles. Really beautiful. And then we come down the hall here to the wine cellar, which is probably one of the scarier parts of the property. That's a boiler door on the front there. It's the wine cellar. There's 2 rooms here. Dark rooms. Go down this back hallway here. This takes you up to the master bedroom. We tore out all the carpeting here. I really love the tile accents all the way up the staircase here. Really cool. Master bedroom's up here, but we'll turn and go down this hallway here that's leading to 2 additional bedrooms. There's a bathroom here on the right. Look at this beautiful door. There's one of the bedrooms. It's a very beautiful little space. Such nice, bright sunlight, beautiful stained glass, and a fireplace. As we make our way back out, we'll go off to the left here and take a look at this other bedroom, which I think is really neat. It has an exterior door, and that's a bed in the corner. It's made of stone. You put a mattress on top of there and a cushion on the end. It also has stained glass, very nice little built-in cabinets. This is going to be a really cute little suite for someone. Has a ton of potential. Right outside, goes right out to the main courtyard. Make our way up into the master bedroom, which is a very unique space. Look at this staircase. Wow, look at that. And again, nobody's been in this property here for a number of years, so it needs a lot of work. All the carpeting's been torn out. There's a nice area over here for a living space. Put a nice sectional couch over here. Out the door here, there's a really cool jacuzzi with a waterfall. Over there, it needs some work as well. The tiles coming out, we just gotta clean it all up and make it look beautiful. But you can literally stand underneath the hot water waterfall out there. Make our way into the master bath. There's a toilet and bidet in here. There's a 3-head shower that goes through and out to the jacuzzi. Here's a feature that we thought was pretty interesting. There's a hidden closet here. Upstairs is a pretty neat little sitting area, has a nice view. Staircase is amazing. And you get up here and you have a beautiful view of the entire property and the Catalina mountains sticking up over the top of the ridge. There used to be a wooden deck out here. Look at that. That is some serious framing for a deck. We'll get that all fixed up. I just wanted to point out this door off the master. I just love all of this wrought iron, custom handmade detail. Just beautiful. And you find this kind of thing throughout the entire property. Over here too, all of these handcrafted wrought iron railings, just beautiful. All right, well, I don't want to give it all away in the very first video, but I do want to show you this really beautiful space that we're going to be calling the Mission. And it's just a really cool space that at least part of it was built with handmade adobe. So take a look at this. We're calling this the Mission. It's going to be a rental. It'll probably have 3 to 4 bedrooms with a kitchen. We're still working on those details. Let's go in and take a look. Oh, this space is so cool. Smells good in here. Look at the beautiful wood floors. The ceilings are steel beams. Very, very beautiful. This used to be what was called, I believe, the Boys Club by the previous owner, and there was a pool table in here. But we're planning on turning this into a rental. That's an old pool table lamp, hanging lamp, but I think what's really cool is check it out. Look how it's hanging. The ropes all the way over, it's tied off over here. The light in this space is magnificent. Look at those gigantic stained glass windows. Boy, any artist or writer would love to spend time here. Even the ceilings have stained glass windows. Look at that. As we walk through and into each of the bedrooms, look at this. These are beautiful little bedrooms. Each room has a fireplace, although I don't believe we'll be using those. Don't really feel like we need it. We have central heat and air in this unit already. There's a little bathroom here. It's got a shower. Got some really crazy colors in here right now. Purples and pinks. I don't know if we'll keep that or if we'll change that or not, but you go through into another bedroom. It's Jack and Jill. As you come through here, look at there. Wow. Talk about authentic. Over on the other side over here, there's another matching setup. There's room for plenty. We may turn that room into a kitchen. We may actually stick a kitchen right in here. We're not sure yet. And if we do, then you'd have a dining area over here, maybe turn that into another bedroom. And then over here on the other side, maybe that would be the living room over there with the television on the wall. I just can't imagine that this, as an Airbnb, wouldn't be incredibly popular for people who are looking for an authentic Southwestern and Spanish hacienda experience. Well, all right, everybody, I think that's the extent of the tour we're going to provide to you today. We're going to allow the ranch to unveil itself to you over the next number of episodes.
That was my part. I forgot. I was just listening to your perfectness.
About this opportunity.
Yeah.
We're so excited that you right away come in and say, we're so excited about this opportunity and it's so fun to be able to share it all with you. Until the next time. Well, don't say it until the next time. And I'll say.
I'll try to remember what I said.
Just kind of upbeat and right after I'm done. All right, everybody. I think that's the extent of the tour we're going to provide to you of the property today. We're going to allow the ranch to unveil itself to you over the next number of episodes. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's the extent of the tour that we're going to provide of the property to you today. We're going to allow the ranch to unveil itself to you over the next number of episodes.
We sure hope that you follow along on this beautiful opportunity that Scott and I have here on the ranch over the next couple of weeks. Things will change. Follow us along.
That's right. We're going to wrap up this episode by sharing some beautiful scenery that we've captured while here on the property over the last number of weeks. Not the last number of weeks. Let's do it one more time. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's the extent of the tour we're going to provide to you of the property today. We're going to allow the ranch to unveil itself to you over the next number of episodes.
So please follow Scott and I along on this opportunity that we have here on the ranch. It's such a beautiful property and things are going to change every day. So it'll be something new all the time.
That's right.
Follow along.
That's right. Tune in. We're going to wrap up this episode by sharing some beautiful scenery that Heather and I captured over the last week of us being here. And it's just a wonderful place to be. So enjoy this little segment here and then we'll see you next time. Take care. you.